What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's lesson we're going to talk about smart money concept. Smart money concept is one of the best trading strategy I've come across. As a matter of fact, I've been trading smart money concept for years and I've found consistency trading with smart money concepts. Between the month of November and today being the 8th of December, I've only lost one trade, and this is happening because I was able to understand smart money concept. Not only understanding smart money concept, but the market itself respecting smart money strategy. You know, sometimes in the market we do see a lot of manipulations, a lot of liquidity sweep where price takes traders out of the trade. But between November and this December, although I'm not trading again for December, I'm done for the year, but between the month of November I lost only a single trade using smart money concept. So I will advise you consider using smart money concept if you're looking for a strategy that will give you an edge and that is going to make you a lot of money in the financial market. So let's see what we have right here. I'm going to explain this price action. So this was actually a setup I shared in my Telegram community. This CHFJPY, the 2 hours time frame, and this was the setup when it was shared, and this setup played out perfectly. So let's break this price action down. So I'm going to start from the left before how we got to the point where the setup was mapped out. Okay, so you have a general understanding. Now the Telegram channel I showed you now is a free Telegram channel where I share possible setups for traders. Okay, that was part of the free mentorship I've been offering for a long period of time. So if you're interested in joining that Telegram community, the link is in the description. Starting from this area right here, what you can see is that this pair has been in an uptrend. When you look at it from the 2 hours time frame, even when you go to the daily time frame, you're going to see that this pair has been in a massive uptrend. Now what you can see from this area is that we have this low, price print this high, and I could remember when I was looking at this during October, I had a zone right here. Okay, so this was actually meant to be the actual zone right here. The zone should have been this way. Okay, so if I marked my zone this way, I would have got involved in this trade because price comes back, mitigate, you see that massive move away to the upside. But I didn't actually get involved in this trade. Why? I refined my zone, and this is what I usually do a lot of time, where you see me refining my zone. So I refined my zone to this particular area right here. This was what my zone looks like, because I was trying to trade from a more lesser zone. I don't want to trade from a large zone, so I refined my zone this way. Then price comes very close to my zone and reacts to the upside without actually respecting my zone, and it was totally fine because I over refined my zone. Okay, I was looking at this as a liquidity sweep, so I refined my zone and I missed this particular setup, but it was all nice. Now price continues to push the upside. Now if you try to read the price action we have right here, what you're going to notice is that we have this high right here, and this high prints this particular low. We have this particular area. Hope you can clearly see that this high prints this low and it continues to the upside. Now what you can see from here, if you try to look closely, is that we have a break of structure right here. This is where we got a break of structure where price closed above this particular high, because it was this high that printed this low, and this low was able to take this particular high. Now one thing you have to notice is that this price action you see right here, when price was pulling back to mitigate this particular zone, if you drop to a lower time frame, this is going to be a trend, and this other move right here is actually going to be a trend on the lower time frame. That's if you understand multi-time frame analysis. Now what you can see from here is that price moves massively again, and we have this pullback right here. I hope you can see this single candle pullback we have right here. So after the pullback, price continues to the upside. So you can actually consider this as another high, and this one right here as another low. Okay, now price prints this high and it comes lower to take this particular low. So when price takes this low, I consider this as a shift in market structure. Okay, this is a market structure shift for me. This was the area I saw that particular setup which I show you. So let me show you once more so you see what the setup looks like. So here is the setup, and this is where I'm explaining currently where we got a market structure shift. So let's move back to that price chart. So here is a valid market structure for me. When I saw this market structure, what I did was that I had to mark my supply zone, and if you look, we have something like a range created supply zone. So this was the way I marked my supply zone. My supply zone looked something like this, where I included the high and some of these lows right here. And what you're going to notice is that we have a fair value gap before this zone right here. So this is more like an imbalance, and this is a reason price has to come back to this particular area. So this is the setup, this is the whole setup, but explaining more, what you can clearly see and what I saw when I was analyzing the market is that we have this area right here, and this is what I call an inducement area. That is an available liquidity in front of a POI. So this is what I love to see when I'm trading with smart money concept. Seeing something like this gives me confidence to take a trade. I can actually enter this trade with an aggressive entry without waiting for any confirmation entry. So this gave me the confidence to take this trade, having this liquidity, which price is going to sweep before hitting my point of interest. Now, if you look right here, we have another thing which interests me the more, where we see price moving away and coming back. Now we're seeing a slow price action right here. Price is moving calm at this particular area. So this is what we call an accumulation area, which is a form of liquidity. This is another form of liquidity where price accumulates before a point of interest. So this is another thing I love to see whenever I'm trading with smart money concepts. If price accumulates before my point of interest, this is one of the things I love to see, because retail traders are going to be trapped at this particular area, especially those who trade support and resistance. They're going to see this low as their support and the high as their resistance area. So when price comes to this low, they're going to look to trade to the high, and when price comes to the high of the range, they're going to look to trade to this low. So this is what support and resistance traders are going to see. So I had to extend this line to help me understand that the whole of this area is a liquidity area. So this simply means that a lot of money is resting at these highs. Okay, this is what it simply means. Money is resting at this particular highs, because anybody that is trading support and resistance that sees this high as a resistance area is looking to short the market. Shorting the market simply means that large money is resting at this particular high. Now, my expectation when I did this analysis was that price is going to come and it's going to sweep this liquidity we have at the highs. That was my expectation. I have to be plain right here. My expectation is that price is going to sweep the liquidity, maybe a little pullback, then it's going to mitigate my zone right here. And this pullback right here is going to trick breakout traders, because breakout traders is going to wait for a break and a retest. Right now, price is going to mitigate my zone and it's going to push to the downside. So this was my expectation when I was analyzing this market. This was what I was seeing when I shared that setup to the free Telegram community. So if you have interest in joining that free Telegram community, like I said, the link is in the description box. You can join that community. I share free setups in that community. Now, this was the whole setup, and this was what I saw in the market when I shared the setup. So let's play price forward and see how price is going to react to this. And what you see is that price takes the liquidity at the low. Now, if you've been watching me and you know about the power of three, where we see accumulation, manipulation, and we're going to see a distribution. Now, when price took the liquidity at the low, I didn't panic and I was still relaxed. That's the truth, because I still have an expectation that price is going to mitigate my zone. Now, if you have interest in trading the power of three, this is where you're going to pay attention to. Now that price has swept this liquidity, what you're going to do is you're going to wait for bullish intention, which is going to tell you that price is going to move to the upside. But if I see any form of trade opportunity as price have swept the liquidity at this low, I'm not going to pay attention to that, because I already have my bias. I'm looking to short the market. We have a shift in structure. Now I'm expecting price to continue to the downside. That's just the truth. So I wasn't interested in anything price was doing at this particular area. So let's see how this goes. And now you see bullish intentions where we see price pushing to the upside. What I did when I saw this was I have to drop to the lower time frame to read the price action. Even though I wasn't going to take the trade, I always like to pay attention to what price is doing. So dropping to the 15 minutes time frame to see what we have. Now here is the 15 minutes time frame, and you can see that accumulation area, and here is the point of interest which I was looking to trade. And from what you can see, price sweeps the liquidity at the low of this range. Now what you're going to notice is that we have a shift in structure. So any smart money trader that is looking to trade the power of three setup is going to be looking at this particular area, because you can see price formed this low, print this high, a lower low, and here we see a shift in structure right here. So this is a valid market structure shift. Now anybody that is looking at this setup will be looking to trade from this particular zone right here. So if you're trying to trade from this zone, you are not wrong. It's a good zone. But personally, because of my bias, I won't be looking to go long with shifts in structure. But based on the lower time frame structure, what we have seen on the lower time frame, taking a trade from here is not going to be a bad idea. Now playing price forward to see what we have. You see price move to the upside a little more. See push to the upside massively, and now we're getting a pullback. So let's see how this goes. This is actually a little bit slow. And what you can see, price comes back, mitigates this lower time frame zone, and this first high is going to be your target. That's just the truth. Any smart money trader that is looking at this setup will be looking at this high as their target, or they're going to do it based on their risk to reward ratio. So let's assume that they're looking at this particular high as their target. So let's assume that they're looking at this high, and some other people might actually be looking at this particular high, depending on how you take your own trade. Okay, so let's see how this actually plays out, if it was actually a good one. And now if you took this particular high as your first target, congratulations to you, you made money from this setup. So let's see. And now you see price pulls back rapidly, and you can see price spikes below the zone, and it continues to push to the downside. We clearly see that. So I have to make this a little bit faster so we can end this. So you see price continues to push to the downside after it must have given few reaction to the upside. So if you took this trade, this is going to be about 3-hour risk to reward trade. So it's still a very good one. 3-hour setup is a good one, but personally, if I want to take a trade, I don't take any trade that's going to give me anything less than 4 hours. So if I took this trade, it's going to be a favorite setup for me. I'm going to lose money from this particular setup. But if you take trade from 1 hour, 2 hour, and 3 hour, this is going to be a very perfect one for you. You made money from this particular setup. Now what you're seeing is price continues to push to the downside, and if you try to zoom out, you're going to see price comes to this area to rebalance some inefficiency we have right here, mitigating this zone we have over here. So what you can see is that now you're having a push to the upside. So let's see what this is gonna do. Now you see price takes this particular high. So this is gonna be a very good market structure shift. Another one, we've seen another shift in structure right here. So a lot of ICT traders, core ICT traders, they're gonna be looking to trade from this inefficiency right here. They're gonna wait for price to come back, rebalance this inefficiency, and they're gonna look to trade to the upside, right? Now personally, the way I trade, if I'm looking to take a trade from here, what I'm seeing here is a range created demand zone. So I'm going to include the whole of this range as my demand zone if I actually want to take this particular trade. So let's see how this is going to play out. And now you see price comes back, mitigates the zone, and you see how price is reacting massively to the upside. You can clearly see that price mitigates that zone, and you see that rapid reaction to the upside. So this is it, and this is why smart money concept is a very nice setup. So if you took this trade from here, where you're going to look to take your target is possibly going to be these highs we have right here, or we're going to take the profit at the high of this particular range. But that's not what I'm considering. This is not the setup I'm looking at. I have my bias. I'm waiting for price to come back to this zone right here, so I'm going to take my trade. I was patient enough. So if you want to trade with smart money concept, one thing you have to note is you have to be a very patient trader. So let's go back to the 2 hours time frame. So back to the 2 hours time frame, zooming in to see what we have. You see we were able to take advantage of few setups that presented themselves on the price chart, but that's not what we're actually waiting for. We're actually waiting for price to mitigate this higher time frame zone we have here. We have this shift in structure, and this is where we have our interest right now. So playing price forward to see what we have, and boom, you see price comes back to mitigate our zone. You see that rapid move. You see the last leg of price push massively to mitigate this particular zone, and you see that quick reaction to the downside. Now this is a quick announcement. Our mentorship is coming up next year. It's going to be a lifetime mentorship. So what you have to do if you want to enroll for this our mentorship is you have to come over to our website at www.borntotrade.com. The E has to be double. The E of the Born to Trade has to be double. So this is our website right here. So if you want to enroll for our mentorship, what you have to do is you have to click on take a course. Our mentorship right here, enroll for lifetime mentorship. So this mentorship is on a pre-sale price, and this pre-sale price is just $166. Before the end of December, is going to move back to the original price, which is about $320. So if you have interest in enrolling for a mentorship, what you have to do is you have to click on enroll. Now when you click on enroll, this is where you're going to get every single information you need to know about our mentorship program, starting from what you're going to get and why you need to enroll for our mentorship program. And these are testimonies from those who participated in some of our free mentorship. Now if you have interest in joining this life-changing mentorship, this mentorship you're going to earn as you're learning. Okay, you're going to make sure you're going to earn as you're learning in this mentorship. So all you have to do, if you have interest, after reading through, if you have interest in enrolling for this mentorship, you have to click on enroll now, and you're going to be directed to where you're going to make payment. So once you've clicked, what you have to do is you have to make your payments. Okay, and if you have interest in paying with crypto, this is you're going to pay to this crypto address, and after that make sure you send your payment receipts to this contact. And once you enroll, once you make payment, also try to send your payment receipt to the WhatsApp contact we have right here, so you'll be added to our support group where you're going to get every support you need as a trader. Now back to explanation. Now what we see is that price mitigates these points of interest, and I didn't even hesitate to take this trade because I was patient enough waiting for the play and price action we have right here. Now price comes back. What I do is I entered my trade, and each time I enter a trade, my stop loss above the high of the zone, and I was able to take my profits when I get my Forex to reward ratio. Now where I took my profit was somewhere around here. So this is where I took my profits. This is where I got my 4R. I closed some of my positions, about 80% of my position right here. Normally I do close 70%, 60%, but because this setup took long to return back to my zone and I didn't want to spend much time on this setup, so I took 80% of my profit right here and I left the remaining to run. So let's see how this actually plays out. And the price reacts massively immediately, and you are seeing this reaction to the downside. So this trade, I held this trade for about 2 good days before it hits my target, because we see slow price action. Now price hits my profit target just like I said. I closed 80% of my position and left 20% running. Now playing price forward to see, I think I have to speed this up a little more to see. Now price reacts a little more, a pullback, see what we have, and after this range, what do we see? Price rapidly blasts to the downside. And this is a very massive setup, a very massive setup, and it's paid massively after being patient for so long. You see, it pays massively. This is why you have to understand structure as a smart money trader. Once you understood that we have a shift in structure right here, price prints this low, we have a pullback, price was now in this range. Okay, this became the range price was trading in, the high and this low. So understanding market structure this way is going to help you a lot. So after price played a little in this range, mitigates my zone, and you see that massive push to the downside. So this tells you that we have switched in trend. So this is it, and I hope you got value from what I've just explained. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you have interest in enrolling for a mentorship, I'm telling you the truth, you're not going to regret enrolling for that mentorship. Enroll now for the pre-sale price, because soon it's going to end and we're going to use the original price. So thanks very much, and see you in the next one.